I'm Dana Healy, and you're listening to Cities Speak. Welcome back to City Speak. Today, we're welcoming back Connie Bernardy, the state representative for District 41A, which covers Fridley, New Brighton, and Spring Lake Park. She's also the chair for Higher Education and Policy Division, and she was elected in 2001 and was recently elected to serve another term during this past election. So today, she's here to talk about the University of Minnesota Board of Regents and the importance for higher education. Representative Bernardy, thank you so much for joining us again.
Well, thank you for inviting me back. I'm happy to be here.
So tell us a little bit about the Board of Regents.
Well, the Board of Regents are made up of 12 individuals who govern the University of Minnesota. The Minnesota legislature does not have any authority to make decisions for the University of Minnesota. It's a land grant institution and it has its own governing body. But we do select who will become who will serve on the Board of Regents.
So that's really interesting. Do you know if other large universities have their own Board of Regents as well, or is this something only the University of Minnesota has?
Well, actually, there has been, it depends, we are at the University of Minnesota is a land grant institution. And that was, it was created through federal lands and way back in the 1800s. And through that, it has a mission to serve the state of Minnesota in learning, which is education, discovery, which is research, and engaging the community. You may have heard of the University of Minnesota Extension that does a lot with communities and like 4-H and those kinds of things. And so these universities are governed under certain policies, and they have a Board of Regents who makes the decisions for those universities. So there's a number across the country, and it just depends how they were established.
So how does the Board of Regents and the state representatives work together? So in what ways do they overlap regarding policy making?
Well, we share a lot of the same goals of really making sure that our the people in Minnesota have opportunities to advance their education and gain learning and discovery. And so there's the overlap is that we, like I mentioned, that we select who is on the Board of Regents. They oftentimes lobby the legislature for funding to help meet their mission on learning, discovery, and engagement. And then we share the same goals of making Minnesota the best state we possibly can be, and having this high caliber research university in our state is a huge asset for all of us in Minnesota, whether we actually know it or not. They are like studying the pandemic right now and improving public health and helping develop vaccines and different medical therapies. So they're doing things that help all Minnesotans and doing a lot of basic research. There is millions and millions of dollars that comes into the university through the professors and the people doing research that are some of the best in the nation and the world. And it's a huge economic engine for our state. And through their discovery and research, there's a lot of spin-off businesses that happen from the University of Minnesota. And, you know, a lot of companies have benefited from that basic research, whether in our own community, Medtronic, that would be a prime example. So we work closely together because our goal is to have a well-educated workforce that can really be the economic engine for our state that supports the quality of life and education that we're used to here in Minnesota.
So has there been, you talked a little bit about the research that the board and organization has done around the pandemic, but what else has changed on the Board of Regents because of the pandemic? Has the work process changed? Are all the meetings remote? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'm not exactly sure how they're meeting right now, but a lot of things have been moved to remote. They normally meet on the University of Minnesota campus. And I know that we've tuned, and my staff have tuned into them remotely. So I'm sorry, I can't like tell you exactly how they're operating right now, but they have been putting in a lot of measures at the University of Minnesota to help keep the staff and the students safe.
So are there positions open on the Board of Regents right now? And can you talk a little bit about what these positions are and the specific roles?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So there's 12 board members, or regents, I should say, and they every 2 years, 1/3 of them turn over and the positions are open. So this coming year, they're made up, and representation is based on our congressional districts. So we have 8 congressional districts. In the district that I represent, we have the 5th district in and the 4th district in. And so the last election, we filled a person from the 5th district. Her name was Regent Mayron. And then we also have 4 at-large regents, and one of those is a student regent. And those got filled, a number of those got filled last year. So anyway, this year we have, and I have the numbers in front of me, that relates to our district, District 4, which is a lot of the St. Paul and the suburban areas, and it's part of the Senate district I represent. That one is opening up. Regent Beeson is retiring. The CD1, CD6, and CD7. CD6 is in the area of like Blaine and north of Blaine, and then CD1 and CD7 are in Greater Minnesota. So people that would apply would need to come from those congressional districts.
So what kind of qualities is the representatives looking for in a regent in one of these new places?
Well, it is a very, very high leadership position. It requires a lot of skill sets. So a lot of the people that come into these types of positions have served on a lot of different, leadership jobs in their own profession, as well as serving on a lot of nonprofits and helping govern nonprofits, from like the Salvation Army to health organizations. And they come with amazing credentials. And we have been really focusing on trying to create a more diverse Board of Regent candidates, as well as regents who serve, to be more representative of our state. So we're just looking for strong backgrounds and people that want to serve. And people are probably thinking, wow, this job must pay a lot of money. Actually, there is not any, person does not make a salary being a Board of Regents. It's strictly a volunteer position, and it requires a lot of hours in their work day or in their work week. So it's a huge, huge commitment on the part of someone. And so they have to be passionate about the university, passionate about teaching and learning and research, and just really care a lot about our great state of Minnesota.
So where can people learn more about the Board of Regents and apply if they're interested in this position?
Well, thank you for asking that. They can actually go onto a website, and the website is, you do the HTTPS :// and then it's www.rcac. It's rcac.leg.mn. And you can go to that website. If you did the / application 2020, you'll be able to get that application. And the deadline is December 4th of this year to be able to be part of the RCAC selection process. And I can share a little bit more about what that looks like if you'd like.
Yeah, absolutely. Please tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so now when you step these candidates will be asked to come, some of them will be selected, and many of them, to come before the RCAC, and it's the Regent Selection Committee that's made up of Minnesotans all over the state of Minnesota. And they're appointed by the Minnesota House and the Minnesota Senate, the leaders in the Minnesota House and the Minnesota Senate, and they serve a certain amount of time. And we just elected some new Board of Regents. I mean, RCAC, we call them, Regent Selection Committee. And when they get interviewed, we'll ask a number of questions to find out their background in leadership, their background in public service. You know, what are their goals and vision for the University of Minnesota, and what are their skill set that they'll bring to the University of Minnesota. And this group called RCAC, we make a recommendation to the Minnesota House and the Minnesota Senate to consider to select for becoming the next Board of Regents for the University of Minnesota. The process is really hard and it's really complicated. And so you gotta be persistent and have a lot of patience and just really want it bad to put yourself through this, because there's a selection committee that proposes some people, but at any point in time, somebody else can be nominated, and both the House and the Senate come together, and then we collectively vote who will become our next regents to the University of Minnesota.
That sounds like quite a selection process, but what a great process, and it probably gets a lot of wonderful leaders to represent the university. So that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Representative Bernardy. Is there anything else you'd like to let our viewers know about?
No, thank you so much. And I love representing our community, and they can contact me anytime at my office is 651-296-5510, and then rep.connie.bernardy with a Y at house.mn. So if there's anything I can be of help to on state matters, please reach out to me. And thank you for having me today, Dana.
Great, thanks so much. And to our viewers at home, we will put that link to the Regents application process in the copy of this show, so please take a look at that. And also to the viewers at home, I have a big announcement for you. Starting in January, we will be changing our name from CTV to something new. You have to wait until January to hear it. I know Representative Bernardy is very excited about this as well. Along with the name change, we're going to be hosting the 2021 Compass programs. Throughout 2021, we'll be hosting a series of listening sessions about controversial community topics that impact our neighborhoods. So to learn more about these impactful programs, click on the link in the copy of the show as well, and we look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks. You've been listening to City Speak. If you've enjoyed the show, please like, follow, and share us on social media at CTV North Suburbs. Thanks.